Here's the deal, boys. Hey everybody, welcome to the Thursday afternoon stream, and today has been a rough day. I'll tell you what's going on. Not good news. Shane, I can't hear you, by the way, if you're talking. You muted yourself.
I was just laughing a whole lot because that was fantastic.
Listen, there's been, it's been a rough couple weeks, right?
It's been a tough couple weeks, yeah.
Like, for the love of God, can we
Christmas
just chill?
time's everything.
Can we chill for a minute? It's Christmas. It's Christmas, goddammit. Come on, let's have some fun. Damn, it's just bad news after bad news all the time. Okay. This is what we're talking about today. We are talking about James Gunn's April Fool's joke. I'm assuming that's what it is.
I don't think so.
April Fool's joke in December, because it has to be. And the news that Cavill's out, and if Cavill's out, I think everyone's out. So, whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna be going over Henry Cavill's heartbreaking response. Damn, made my man heart swell a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I mean, like, I'm not gay, but I think I'm going to add Cavill to the list of guys I would go gay for.
Yeah, it's pretty close, though.
It's real close.
It's pretty close. Like, you're borderline, I think.
Yeah, sure. We're also talking about Quantum Leap got renewed. There's some good news. But then again, is it good news, or that should just be the norm? Like, I don't even know if that's good news. Like, it of course it's getting renewed. When people were saying it's not getting renewed, I'm like, well, why wouldn't it? Why would vampires get a 6th season and not whatever? Indiana Jones 5 reshoots. There's a lot to talk about there. God, Lord. God.
It sounds like an oppressive stream already.
Today
the way it's
delivered. Today is going to be a
maybe I should deliver the news
wild
today.
stream. Wait. Oh, wait. There's more.
And then we're having this.
Rings of Power Season 2 kicked out all the dudes. Just when you thought the clown world couldn't get more clown, they said, hold my beer. And of course, the Weekly Terry, and that's always going to be fun. So, wait, and there's one more thing. Out of all the heartbreaking, really borderline ridiculous news we have to talk about today, there is one thing that you can hang your hat on. Okay? Hold up. You can hang your hat on this as being something you will remember for the rest of your life if it's real.
Well, it is real.
We're going to talk about that.
I mean, I hope so.
We had a breakthrough and finally figured out nuclear fusion.
Woo!
And
way to go, nuclear fusion.
Yeah, guys, I don't think no one's talking about this, but like,
well, it's our society now. They're like, nuclear what?
Guys, this
bad?
is
no.
This is like one of the. There's a few holy grails of science, right? This is one of them. This is one of the only obtainable holy grails of science, and they figured. Okay, we'll talk about it. So that's the good news. And we're gonna start with the James Gunn stuff because that is just like.
But before we do, can I just super shout out to all of our people who were here early? We apologize for being late. Part of the scramble was, of course, Brian and I are also doing business stuff, and Christmas is the toughest time of the year for us for the business, so to speak. So we were a little tardy today and apologize. Jeremy Schneider, thanks for being here. Archmage Frey, Adam Mardell, RJ, Atheist for the Cause, that old Yorkshire geek. Let me keep coming down here to these wonderful people. Yeah, Kenneth LaRoque, happy post-birthday. Kenneth had a birthday last weekend. And Bacon Jr., love that name. And who else we got here? Man, you guys have been talking. Diana Chavez, thank you for being here. Donnie Pearson. And anybody else I might have missed. Yeah. You guys have been doing a lot of chatting.
We are going to be talking about Doomcock. We are, of course.
Yeah, it's got to be done.
We can't not now, which is like
got to be done.
Really unfortunate. And Jeremy Steiner wants to do the rant of the week. I mean, yeah, man, go for it. All right. We are going to start with the Henry Cavill James Gunn stuff, but I do want to bring up one thing. I think that. And before we talk about that, I really have to get this off my chest. We have like this odd opinion of the way Hollywood works. We think that the studios actually like care about success. Like their version of success is not the same as our version of success.
It's true.
When we say something's successful, we go, oh, well, it had this budget. Let's say it had a budget of $1 and it made $2. Success.
Woo!
That's not the way it works in Hollywood. And I was watching Robert Meyer Burnett's stream last night. I love the guy. I disagree with him on this topic, but he was talking about. He said that all that matters in Hollywood is success, and I'm going to disagree. Maybe it does. Maybe all that matters in Hollywood is success to them, but success to them and to us are two different things, man. Look at Black Adam. Black Adam right now is unsuccessful. Had a budget of $250 million. It made almost $500 million with a $100 million marketing budget. How is that unsuccessful?
Who says it's unsuccessful?
Everyone. All the trades. They're all slamming The Rock right now because The Rock came out and said, hey, we did it. We made some money. Oh, and on to the next chapter. And they're like, dude, you lost money. What are you talking about? How to lose money?
See, that's the problem is they think that, they add the marketing. Sometimes they add the marketing. Sometimes they don't, depending on if they want to make budget, So there is that weird, like.
Right. As I said, $250 million budget, $100 million marketing budget, $350 million. It made $487 million.
So they made money. It's successful. So no matter what anybody else says, if let's say the industry standard is this. If a movie makes more money than it does, then it's successful. It still could be a disappointment if it didn't make what it was expected to make. And I think that's the difference. We're dealing with expectation. So they felt like it should make $1 billion and it didn't. So therefore it's not considered successful in that.
As usual, Shane, that was the segue. That's perfect because I wanted to talk about expectations. Studios have this pre-COVID expectation still. They expected Black Adam to make $1 billion. A character no one knows based on a franchise that really is in flux constantly. They put it up against Wakanda and said, oh, it can beat Wakanda. Are you kidding? Wakanda is in a solidified franchise and it's a sequel of an already successful film. What did you expect to happen? I mean, if anything, the disappointment should be Wakanda because it didn't get to the budget that most Marvel movies get to. But,
they're both disappointments in that sense, but they're also, the definition of successful is whether or not it makes money or not. Now, hold on. Is it artistically successful? Is it financially successful? There's different ways to measure success, but financially successful for sure. Artistically successful? I don't know. that's for, if a lot of people go see a movie, then I guess you can say, wow, the artist really got through to the zeitgeist of the culture.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's the thing too. I don't believe Hollywood cares about success the way we do.
They don't.
I think that they have different versions of success. I think if a movie loses money, but it still did what it was meant to do, to them it's successful. So that said, that's why I wanted to bring that out and talk about that before we got into this rest of the story, because there's like some serious issues right now with DC, and I'm so bloody tired of this. And I'm tired of like the super overblown, real stuffy explanations from these critics and reviewers. They keep doing this thing where they're like, the DC can't compete with Marvel because it doesn't understand humor or it doesn't understand drama. They try to like find reasons why DC is not competing with Marvel. Well, full stop. It's not competing with Marvel because it's not rolling out the way Marvel rolls out. People need to slow play your characters. It's not doing that. Marvel built its franchise on Iron Man. That's a solid foundation. And then they slowly rolled every character out. And some of those movies were bad, but they stuck with it. DC started with Man of Steel. Solid foundation, right? And the second they had a hiccup, they blew the roof off the house, got someone else in there, rushed out a Justice League movie, and then sat down and be like, oh, why aren't we working? What did you expect to happen? It's not being done correctly. Bottom line.
And that goes back to the other argument, which was what fans think of as successful and what studios and executives think of as successful.
Right.
And the problem is a lot of these executives don't have a big picture mentality. Their jobs are they have a 2-3 year, they only have so much time on their deal, right? That they have to be successful.
Right.
And so you get this thing where they say, well, I have 5 years to be successful. You had Kevin Feige, who there was no end to his deal. He worked for Marvel. You know what I mean? Like he was a long-term employee. So a guy like, well, you can name any of the people who came in through DC, and they were like, well, we're going to need to blow stuff up now. And so that's why they did Justice League. Nobody had the ability to sit there. And now look what's happening to The Rock. He gets Superman.
Right.
And now because The Rock wasn't successful in the zeitgeist, so to speak, now we're going to not go forward with the Snyderverse characters.
And
we're going to start over again.
Just to be clear, The Rock made the Black Adam made more money than Iron Man did. And Iron Man was the entire foundation.
But Iron Man greatly exceeded its expectations.
Right, because they didn't. Because their
Adam did not.
Right, because their expectations were like the Incredible Hulk.
Right.
Where these garbage films, they finally knocked it out of the park because, they got Robert Downey Jr., who killed the role. They got Jon Favreau and Shane Black to write and direct it. Dude, you actually threw an amazing amount of talent at this, and then Feige was like, do what you gotta do, man. Make it happen. And they killed it. And then when they realized that they had that winning formula, they rinsed, repeat, and raised the stakes for 20 movies straight.
Yeah, that's right. Super chat from John Burns. Who are these clowns? I was expecting those two younger people. Okay, so they need fake beards. But these guys have lost it. Younger Popcast now.
That's a nice callback too, because like when I saw James Gunn talking about a young version of Superman, I'm like, what the like, I want to curse so bad right now. It just doesn't make any sense. So we're gonna go over his tweets right now, and I just remember this. Remember that out of the 25 or so Marvel movies, half those Marvel movies literally lost money. Half of the Marvel movies in phase 1 and 2 lost money. Ant-Man lost money, yet there's 3 movies. It's literally never made its budget. They keep going because it's part of a larger picture that makes billions of dollars.
Right.
Okay. All right. So because I do love James Gunn. Like I love the man. I love his work.
Well, this is out of his. I think this is kind of out of his hands in a way. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got control, but you listen, guys like James Gunn, and we can go through all the people in charge. They still have someone to answer to. He's in charge, but he still has to answer to Warner Brothers. You know, if their board says, whoa, hold on a second here. You know, we don't like what happened with Black Adam. You need to do something different. I mean, he could be handcuffed.
Yeah, maybe. And if that's the case, then the studio is making the same mistake that the previous regime made. You know, when they gave Snyder the reins for this franchise, and he made Man of Steel, and they go, okay, good job. Okay, now, I don't want you to do a Batman movie, even though you want to. I know you want to do this Batman movie and this Wonder Woman movie, and then the Flash movie, and then Justice League. He had this plan. No, I want you to do all that in 2 movies. All of it. And he literally was like, okay, I guess I'm going to make Batman versus Superman.
Well, he tried.
He literally, in 2 hours, he introduced 3 franchise leading characters. That's
and that's what happens to these guys. So James Gunn might be being faced with this whole idea of the studio says, we want this, and we want this. Right. And then James Gunn's like, wow, okay, so I don't want that. I want 3 other completely different things. But he has to give the studio a little bit to be happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he can do some. So there's a big. It's a thankless damn job running one of these studios. You know, being a studio head like James is. You know, because he's got to fight constantly with the powers. They want the $1 billion movies. Well, guess what, guys? Post-COVID, I don't know how many movies are ever going to be $1 billion again.
Yeah, good point. I don't know if any movie's going to be $1 billion. And if you want it to be $1 billion, you got to work up to it. You're not going to make a movie and out the gate just hit it. And everyone giving people, a lot of people are going, well, what about the Joker and the Batman? Okay.
Special situation for
very
the Joker.
special situation. Yeah. And I don't believe that the Batman can be a franchise. It just can't.
No, but like the Joker movie was, no one saw it coming. So once the movie came out, everybody's like, "Oh shit, have you seen that Joker movie?
Right.
Oh my god, you need to go see that Joker movie."
Yeah,
so then everybody went and saw the Joker movies. That's how you make $1 billion.
Thing that a rated R movie makes $1 billion.
Right. If you already have too much hype and you don't deliver immediately, and people aren't talking about your movie, you're not going to make $1 billion. That's it.
Yeah, it's like the human algorithm. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, the human algorithm. Right.
Yeah. So on that same note. And I feel a little bit sorry for James Gunn right now, because look at what they did to Zack Snyder. Like literally, Zack Snyder's in the middle of trying to hit his actual artistic vision and please the studio, and his kid dies. Right? He asked for time off, and what does the studio say? No. And they hired someone else to finish his work.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Well, that was that same time when they even hired the people who did that cool. They hired trailer.
A trailer. So companies that make trailers, a lot of the times they're called trailer houses, right? Well, they hired a trailer house, a very good one, to literally edit an entire film.
I know, it's crazy. That was stupid.
It was the first Suicide Squad movie. And it's funny because you watch the trailer, you're like, this movie looks amazing.
It did. It was so good. It was one of the best trailers ever.
One of the best, most ridiculously crazy movies ever. And then you watch the movie, you're like, what is happening right now? The pacing was all over the place. It was like someone that only worked in After Effects made an entire movie.
Right.
So this is the studio needs to get the F out of the way. So maybe they are. Maybe they've gotten out of the way and James Gunn's taking over. So if that's the case,
then why are we? Yeah, go ahead.
If that's the case, then let's talk about what James Gunn is doing, because his tweets are, I don't know. I also don't know why is James Gunn announcing all this in a giant Twitter thread? Like,
it's where everybody's at, bro.
That is not the way normal things. Like, usually you leak it to some like the Hollywood Reporter, and then
he's a big fan of Elon Musk and the way he's doing business, son.
Apparently,
everything. My dog just took a dump on Twitter.
Yeah, apparently. All right, so this is the Twitter thread. It started off with Peter and I. He's referring to Peter Safran, his partner. By the way, Peter Safran has been literally silent for 2 weeks.
Wise man.
Yeah, he's a smart dude. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna not say anything on social media. All right, so Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go. For great news. All right, great. All right, yeah. Which we couldn't be more over the moon about. Awesome, James. This is sounding good, bro. I'm ready to hit like. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. By the way, reading this, I already retweeted it. I was like, hell yeah, cool.
Awesome.
And then I got to the second part. Among those on the slate is Superman. Okay. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an early part of Superman's life. So the character will not be played by Henry K.
WTF? What?
Yeah.
Dude, how can it go in less than 2 months, Brian? In less than 2 months, Henry Cavill is back to now Henry Cavill is gone. Less than 2 months.
Yeah, the guy literally quit his other job to be Superman.
He quit The Witcher.
He quit The Witcher to be Superman. This man was stoked. Like, he was ready to go. He He can't wait. And, yeah, no.
This is a recipe for disaster. I just
okay.
Preface this. We're concerned.
Let's continue going here. So he goes, first off, so now the Superman movie is going to be focusing on an early part of Superman's life. Specifically, he does specify when he meets Lois at the Daily Planet as the young up-and-coming reporter. Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that again? I don't understand why we're doing that again.
Because executives are like, listen, we need to make sure that more girls are watching.
Oh my God!
Lois Lane is the key.
So this is
what is the deal with Lois Lane?
This is Lois and Clark the movie? Is that what this is?
I hope not.
Oh my God! Come on! I'm so tired. And they even ask him, "Oh, so this is an origin story?" He goes, "Absolutely not. Sounds like an origin story, bro."
Well, no.
When he meets Lois, that's pretty early on in his life, Shane.
I mean, I think when you talk origin, though, you're talking about starting back on Krypton again.
All right, well, yeah, that's semantics. I mean,
starting at the Daily Planet is not. I mean, he's a man at that point.
Fine, it's not the origin of his childhood, but it's the origin of his adulthood.
Maybe it's the origin of him becoming Superman.
Sure.
Yeah.
So he goes on and he goes, but we had a great meeting with Henry and we're big fans. We talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work on together in the future.
James, this is so bad, dude.
That is the definition of, I love your resume. We'll call you. That's what that is.
That sucks. Yeah.
Not the job for you. We'll call you. That's what that is. Someone asked him, being part of the slate, I assume it's a movie. He said, yes. Someone says, are you writing and directing? He said, I am writing and have been for a while. Oh, God. That's even worse. That means that he was writing something not for Henry Cavill.
Right.
When Henry Cavill was quitting his job and putting on a Superman suit and announcing to the world he's Superman.
When you look at the way everything's gone down because James Gunn didn't get hired until after this Black Adam thing happened. Like, so it's like this weird, like, okay, right. There is no Henry Cavill. Then Dwayne Johnson says, you're going to have Henry Cavill. And everybody's like, okay, damn it, we're going to have Henry Cavill. Right. And Henry Cavill quits his job at The Witcher. And then James Gunn's like, yeah, I wasn't writing for you, but I didn't want to say nothing, but here's my Bible and you're not in it.
Yeah, I was writing for this younger guy, and he's actually not going to be dating Lois. He's going to be dating Lewis.
Don't even start that rumor. Don't do that.
All right. Someone else asked.
There's a whole segment of people out there who just heard that, and now that's what they're going to tell everyone else. I'm joking. Yes, I know.
I wouldn't put it past Hollywood to try to make that work, but
I don't think James Gunn would do it though.
Someone asked, please tell me this isn't an origin movie. He said, no way. Okay. It's not. So technically it's not. But it's when he meets Lois pretty early on, which means, once again, I mean, it feels like a soft reboot to me. Anyways, okay. Someone asked him, could Ben Affleck direct? And he said, met with Ben yesterday, precisely because he wants to direct, and we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project. No one cares if Ben Affleck directs a movie.
Well, what I love about this answer is this is a soft no.
Yes, that's what it is.
Right? That's a soft no. We just have to find him the right project. So
Bro,
no, he won't be directing.
And by the way, people want to know if Ben Affleck's gonna be Batman. They don't care if he's directing a film. No one cares if he's directing a film. He's not Spielberg. Okay, we got a super chat from John Burns. John Cryer mentioned wanting to have a beer with Henry Cavill. He had a surprise holiday thanks to Charlie Sheen back in the early 2000s. That's interesting. John Cryer is who? What's
John Cryer? He's very pretty in pink. Been around a long time, but he was Three Men. What was it? Look, the Three Men. What was it?
Oh, Three Men and a
Charlie
Baby?
Sheen. And, no, not in a baby, but it was like that comedy, the edgy comedy with Charlie Sheen.
All right.
It was called. I think it was called Two Men. No, Three Men. Something like that.
I'll look it up. And John Burns also. Thank you, John. Restarting Superman. What's Marlon Brando up to? I mean, he's dead. But don't they have like his 3D like model? We talked. Remember that article? Remember that story we talked about?
Yeah.
Where they bought like Marlon Brando's likeness and they were like inserting him into movies.
Bring him back. Let's go.
Jesus. All right. Yes, I'm serious though. Yes, that's a soft no. And just to be clear, no one gives an F if Ben Affleck is directing a movie.
This one person did. Apparently, Jeff at JCool0.
Yeah, that's actually Ben Affleck's ghost account. That's not a real fan.
Yeah.
All right, Henry Cavill just, and someone says Henry Cavill just announced he was back, and you're already taking him away. Cool. All right.
Why is this happening?
Yeah, and there was more to it. So he asked a lot of questions. I'm not going to go through all of his questions. So what's happening is the plan for this Superman movie is going to be the young cub. That's what he said. His term exactly. Young cub reporter. So goddamn.
I hate that so much. In my heart, I hate it so much. Yeah. Like, I don't want another Superman yet. Like, we haven't used this one up completely.
I have zero interest. And I have zero interest in a big budget CW show. I have zero interest. None whatsoever. None.
Well, yeah.
And here's the deal. I want to be really clear. I want to be really goddamn clear. If you're replacing Henry Cavill, then they're replacing everyone else.
Right. Yeah. Well, you just saw Wonder Woman 3's gone. So there's another little hint to the puzzle.
Right. So consider that for a moment, though. Imagine if you only replaced Henry Cavill and didn't replace anyone else.
Well, you know why they're talking to Ben Affleck about directing.
Right. Because he's no longer acting. He's no longer Batman.
So he's not Batman no more.
So here's the question. Here's the question. Why does the Flash movie even matter then? Or Aquaman? Or Shazam? Why does any of these movies matter? I mean, in my heart, I'm going to be like, well, at least I'm getting these last 3 movies to finish out the franchise because I don't think I'm going to like what's coming next. But
yeah,
why? Whose idea was to announce all this before the Flash movie comes out?
Well, the Flash movie isn't James Gunn's Bible.
But bro, he's working for the studio that's releasing the Flash movie in like 4 months.
Yeah.
Why would you tell all the fans that the Flash movie doesn't matter, essentially?
Well, he hasn't said that yet, so it still could. But
how could it matter? Won't. How could it matter?
He just, I don't know. Maybe these new characters, maybe it's not building up to anything. See, that's the other thing is we don't know. He's creating a Bible, but we never said, James Gunn never said he's creating a new Marvel universe like Marvel's. He never said he's doing that.
He never said he's making a franchise.
We don't know if he's going to ever do Justice League or how that's going to go. We don't know if that's what the plan is, actually. So it may not matter. You're right.
All right. Ken the Rogue, $20. Jesus, Ken. Thank you, sir.
Love you, man. Thank you.
He says he left The Witcher because of how they were treating the source material. Interesting.
That's true. He was not happy with how things went in season 2. So that is true. But it's not, yeah.
A buddy of mine is really into The Witcher, and he said the first season was great, but then like it got real weird, and he wasn't liking it. To me, it was like super hot chicks and hot Henry Cavill fighting monsters. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
John Burns, $5 super chat. Thank you, John. We really appreciate all the support. What about Johnny Knoxville as Zod?
Only if you break his neck in real life.
Flew to Johnny's place just to have a conversation with him because Twitter runs the world. Nice idea, but no. Dude, the guy who played Zod, I love him so much. The actor who played the last Zod.
Great. He was great.
I can't watch him in enough stuff. And
okay, so real quick thing too. When we were talking on Twitter about this, we were
Michael Shannon,
that's his name. We were like, hey, so why do these movies matter? And now all the plans and everything that people have been talking about for now years, it's like, okay, we're gonna have to wait another 10 years to finally see another Darkseid or a Brainiac or whatever, right? And someone tweeted to me and they're like, well, why can't they just have Brainiac in the next Superman movie? Because that would be criminal. It'd be criminal to open up a brand new franchise with an S-tier villain like Brainiac or Darkseid. You have to build up to it, bro. And James Gunn is not stupid enough to do that. But that means that if he is going to do that, if we finally get to see these characters on the big screen, it's going to take another 10 years. Jesus, bro, you're going to be 60, right? 58 or something like that. How old are you going to be in 10 years?
It's 59 years young. Yeah.
My God, bro. I mean, listen, this is what I tweeted out. I was like, I'm going to give James Gunn a shot because I love James Gunn. But the second this becomes just like a full-on massive reboot, this Lost Boys leaving Neverland, bro. And it's time to focus on real Kino and no more comic book movies because, like, I'm just so goddamn tired of being disappointed. I'm so tired of it. And we were this close, man. This freaking close.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Close. So close.
It's frustrating.
Man. So close, man.
It makes you wonder why the fans are like, so come on, everybody is down for what was about to happen.
Right.
What is the mentality of why the studios do this? And I think I know what it is. Everybody who was really excited about the way everything was going to go down was probably over the age of 35. And I feel like, and if we look around to all the studios and everything going on, they just don't seem to care about older fans of anything.
That's very odd.
It's like, studios are big picture people. Okay. They're big picture people. So they're always thinking, how can we make the most money for the longest amount of time?
Right.
And the way they do that is they develop a fan base that will stay with them for a long time. Well, we're all going to die in their minds, financially or for whatever reason. So they have to cater to these younger audiences because by the time they're in their 40s and 50s and ready to be disappointed, they're still spending money like us, hoping and praying that they won't screw us over every time we want to go watch something that we love. When now they're going to be, the 2050 generation will be the one getting it. And those guys are going to end up screwed. Our kids will end up screwed. Yeah, but so if you're not in your 20s, you're screwed to Hollywood.
Can you explain to me, though, why would you try to focus on the 20s on the generation that's in the 20s?
Longer cash flow. So you build up something that they're maybe the people in their 20s might be paying for it. Now, granted, we know we're still paying for our kids because our kids don't want to leave the house. Okay, because the society has changed. But in industry insiders' minds, they're like, we got to keep playing to these younger audiences because these are the guys who are going to be spending the money later. And if we ignore them and keep making stuff for their parents, when it comes time for them to make money, they're going to make a different choice. So we have to make stuff that they're going to love because when they're spending money, they're the ones who are going to be doing it. I mean, I believe that's what the mentality is. It has to be. It has to be because they are obviously not making anything for us. Yeah. And if they're not making anything for us, then you tell me what the mentality is. What could the other objectionably reasonable thing be that they're doing it for?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Studios only care about money.
No, I don't think that's the case anymore.
No. They also care about reputation. But I'm talking about they care about the bottom dollar. Okay, they do.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't make enough than they think it's going to make, it's still not successful. So yeah, they might be like, oh, okay, it's okay. Remember when a movie used to make more than it was made, and they're like, okay, it made enough to do a sequel. Oh, it didn't do enough to make a sequel. Like there was that give and take.
Right, yeah.
Whether or not it
Back
made
in the
enough.
day, like you can judge if a movie was going to get a sequel based on if it made
Based on how
money
much
or
it made.
not.
Right.
Oh, well,
So-
it made money. Okay, we can get a sequel. It didn't make money. We might not get a sequel. Now
Right,
it's
but there
like
was no.
we made $100 million, and it's not good enough. No sequel.
Yeah, so because they put so much more money is required, right? So that's kind of how everything's being treated. So if it does not make as much money as they think it's going to make, now it's not going to get a sequel. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but there's something else that's changed too, and I can't put my finger on it. But I also noticed the other day there is nothing new, no new movie or TV show that has come out in the last like 5 years that has like attractive people in it, like just for the sake of being attractive. Like there's no eye candy TV shows or movies, none of those weird raunchy comedies. Like that's all stopped. They've stopped making those movies. They've stopped, picking a character for, because Hemsworth. Originally, he got that job in Cabin Fever just because he was attractive.
Well, Cabin Fever is like a really different kind of movie.
No, what I'm saying is nowadays though, that movie, it would have been like some like nerdy guy with a mullet. Like they're not really caring about,
looks aren't as important anymore.
What's that?
Looks aren't as important anymore.
Right, which is odd to me too. Like and it's only in the last like 5 or 6 years. It's completely shifted. And everything is shifted towards some kind of social dilemma.
We know that. Yeah, I mean, that shouldn't be a big surprise. It has. I mean,
even adventure movies are about social issues.
Everything is, Brian. Everything is.
Everything, literally everything.
And guess what? Guess who those issues are mostly important to? The younger generation who will be spending all of the money. It's win-win for these guys. We're in the social zeitgeist. I'm telling you, it's part of what we are calling woke Hollywood, right? It's kind of similar to that. And this is why they're making these decisions. I don't know. I mean, maybe James Gunn had his own vision of what the DC universe should be. Maybe he does want to start over, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want him to start over because we were happy with what's going on. But listen, if you're the new boss, maybe you do want to start over from scratch. Hit up John's super chat real quick.
Oh, John Burns. Thank you, sir. My name's Zip. If they're restarting, how about Thomas F. Wilson, Biff from Back to the Future as Perry White from the Daily Planet?
That's actually a really good one.
Yeah.
That would be great.
In the comics, he would actually look the part perfectly.
Yeah. No, he would be perfect for that character. But seriously, know what I'm saying? We have to say, should we allow James to start over if he's getting the job from Fresh?
That's what I said. I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. But like, if it starts over, if it's a hard reboot of everything back to square one again, and what we get is like these disconnected movies. Like I don't like full disclosure. I didn't like the Batman. It was slow as hell.
I didn't like it either.
Super dark. Someone tell me, why does Colin Farrell in a fat suit? You couldn't find a fat guy to play Penguin? He's a horrible. Oh God, I'm not going to go off about the Batman, but
no, but I mean,
critics love the movie. Like, yeah. If every DC movie ends up being some disconnected, the Batman, the Aquaman, the Lantern movie, I'm out. Like, I want it to be like a comic book movie. I like the Joker, but I don't want every DC movie to be some hyper realistic thing.
Well, I think, okay, you just take a look at all of James Gunn's stuff, if you will, and then ask yourself if that's what's coming.
Well, I get what you're saying, but then there was that Deadline report about him thinking about Robert Pattinson as the Batman, like Batman for like the universe. That would be horrible.
I don't think Robert was bad as the Batman.
He was
just
bad, but he's bad for he's bad for the universe. Like he's fine in his own separate pocket thing. But honestly, we gotta stop doing the pocket universes too. Like stop doing. You're confusing the audience. There's 15 Jokers, 7 Batmans, 13 Supermans. Stop. Oh my God. Shane, how many Iron Men are there? How many Tony Starks are there?
But the problem is there's so many different people making it. You've got CW making stuff. You've got Warner Brothers doing movies. You've got all kinds of things happening. So they have all these different avenues. That's the problem, and that's not what Marvel did. They had movies. That was it. So that is the problem.
Stop. They should stop doing all that. I mean, come on, Shane. Think about it. Let's not be Shane, educated YouTuber who studies pop culture like it's some kind of like religion. Let's be a normie that wants to take your kids to the movies or your wife to the movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of what's happening right now in the DC universe?
Oh, I have no idea. Everything's up in the air. Although I do know my kids really liked the Batman.
And so would you care to see the next big DC? Would you rush out to see the next big DC movie?
I personally, well, I will because James Gunn's making. I love James Gunn. I want to see what he's going to do from that perspective. But as a normie, I mean, probably not. Although my kids, I'm telling you, they really like the Batman a lot.
Okay, but so on the flip side of that, though, every Marvel movie, because it's about the grand story, is getting play. Because the audience they aren't confused as to what's happening. They're following it like it's a giant 20-year TV show.
Look I'm with you. I agree that seems like the best road to pick. The question is maybe they don't. Maybe they have too much pride to follow in the footsteps of Marvel. Maybe they have too much. No. I'm not going to be a copycat of those guys. We're going to do it our way. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to mix match everybody, and they're going to all find themselves together in some big Flashpoint movie right in the middle. So I mean, you got to. All these people have major egos, right? So they may not want to follow somebody else's template. I get you. Me and you, we have no shame. We're like, hey, look, we just want it to be good. We're just a couple of fat guys who want good movies and good TV shows.
That's it, dude. I just want good stuff.
We're not worried about your legacy. We just want to watch good stuff.
I just want to be entertained.
Right.
That's it. Just dance for me, monkey. Dance for me.
I don't want to be disappointed anymore.
Archmage said something here. He said, listen, there are plenty of normies who don't even know that Batman isn't in the same universe as the Avengers. That's very true. My wife just assumes that Superman can fight Thanos.
Yeah.
It's like, where's
and it's like, who's Thanos? So did you see Henry Cavill's response?
Yes, and we'll close up this segment with that response because it's heartbreaking.
Because the tweet here is pretty tough.
I got it. Oh, and of course you got Pride of Gypsies, who is Jason Momoa. Top comment. Love you, brother. Oh God, so hard to see that. All right, let's read it. Right. I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it is sad news. It is sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. Jeez, it hurts. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their new hire. This is so bad. Prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life.
Well said. That's true.
The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. Oh my God. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember, Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he set for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It has been a fun ride with you all. Onwards and upwards. God
damn it. This is truly the death of Superman.
Right.
It's tough, man.
This
It
is the
took
Death
a,
of Superman.
it took a lot for me to get to Henry Cavill, and we talked about it years ago when Man of Steel first came out. I've always been a fan of the original Superman movies, and my Superman was not Henry Cavill. And then somewhere in Batman versus Superman, he just won me over.
Right.
And since then he's been the guy. So it's true that we have little or no control over it. It would have been nice to see more Henry Cavill Superman stuff. But hopefully James Gunn has a plan. Listen, James Gunn has done The Peacemaker. James Gunn has done Guardians of the Galaxy. James Gunn has done the new bad guy movie, Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad.
Right.
And they're all entertaining, fun pieces of art.
Right.
So let's go forward with a positive idea that whatever he makes will be fun and positive, and hopefully start a whole new generation. And pray that we get Justice League movies a la the Avengers before we die. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, well, I don't think we will. I think that's it. Real quick, the comments on here were actually pretty fascinating. You got Danny Garcia. You are and will always be our Superman. And you are, of course, so much more. Here's the brilliance that lies before you. Zachary Levy, Shazam. Hope to catch you in another universe, sir. Jesus Christ. I'm going to stop. I'm getting up.
Well, you have to remember that these guys, by him announcing that, they're also gone as well.
Right.
So the response, this announcement is the end of Zack Snyder Justice League actors, like you said earlier.
Right.
Like Jason Momoa, he may come back as another comic book.
Yeah, Lobo or something. Yeah.
But he's not going to be that. And I'm telling you right now, there's not going to be any more Shazam movies either. So
I don't know.
It's
Peter Safran is the writer and producer of Shazam.
I mean, it's possible. Well, they have not interlaced them, so it is possible that you could get more. But
they never showed Henry Cavill's face in that cameo.
That's true. $5 from G-Man.
You got to do it real fast. G-Man.
Sorry, G-Man. Picard season 1 and 2 are up there with Battlefield Earth as the worst I have ever seen. Guys, please tell me again that season 3 will be great. Please. Battlefield Earth was so freaking bad. When I saw that in the movie theater with John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson. I think it was Samuel.
It wasn't Samuel Jackson. No,
it was the other guy.
Yeah.
With his eyes all
right. Yeah. Up. The guy that I was a PA for, remember?
Yes.
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. Okay.
By the way, I actually got to sit with Forrest Whitaker at a shoot once.
So Battlefield Earth, let's just be clear here, was a horrible movie. Absolutely so bad. It's
the book was worse.
It was one of those who are those guys? Scientologists stories.
Yeah, it was L. Ron Hubbard. He wrote the book. Yeah. It was a science fiction. It actually had a really cool premise. Had a really cool premise where they had to turn the gold into gas or whatever. And they ended up blowing up the bad guy's planet. I read the book first and I was like, damn, that was a bad book.
Right.
And then when I saw the movie, I'm like, wow, maybe the movie would be better. I'm like, oh, they're both pretty bad.
Yeah. So what I'll tell you is that Picard seasons 1 and 2 were bad. Not much is worse than Battlefield Earth, in my opinion. But on that said,
I mean, the movie Bros was worse than Battlefield Earth.
I didn't see Bros, so did you watch it?
No, no one did.
Well, then you don't know. You don't know. But
I'm
Battlefield
sure it was great.
Is one of the worst movies I have ever seen.
That's
and Picard seasons 1 and 2, as bad as Picard seasons 1 and 2 are, they're not as bad as Discovery seasons 1 through 4.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Discovery is way worse than Picard.
So I will say this, but Picard seasons 1 and 2 were bad.
Yeah, they were.
Let me just tell you again. Allegedly, Picard season 3 is incredible.
Yeah, and allegedly, we know that Picard season 3 is incredible. Allegedly,
and a return to Berman era. Yes, it's a return to the characters we love in a more appropriate way.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
TNG season 9, 30 years later.
Yes, and more more gritty. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
More realistic, more deep. Yeah.
Yeah, got huspa.
Get John Burns here.
John Byrne for $10. My friend John Cryer and Charlie Sheen were in 2.5 Men. I knew it was 2.5 something.
Man. Yeah, it wasn't The Baby. The Baby was 3 Men and a Baby was that movie.
Oh, that's right. And John Cryer played Lex Luthor in the CW show.
Right. We'll finish his chat here.
I'm sorry. 2.5 Men. It was funny seeing John on Conan saying, lately I've been checking with TMZ to see if I've still got a job. This was after Jay came back. That's funny. Yeah, a lot of actors, like we always think that they know where they stand, but I've heard reports of a lot of actors who are like, not really sure if we're even going to be back next year.
Yeah, look at Henry Cavill. He was Superman for a month and a half, and now he's not.
Right. So, oh God, it hurts so bad.
Let's put a button on this one.
It hurt. I already did. I'm done. I'm clipping.
Oh, we're done. Oh, that's great.
We were done when you started talking about Picard. So,
oh, I got it. Okay.
All right. Oh, it's a bummer. Yeah. So that means no more bad flick. Stop.
All right. Listen, you need to move on from this mentally.
Sorry, it's very hard. It's very hard.
It's hard, but like I said, now that when you think about it, James Gunn deserves to create his own universe. When you really think about it, he deserves to not be beholden to the people that came before him.
So,
right?
But why not do the smart thing? Use the Flash movie to reset everything, and you can still use the same actors that everyone already knows.
What if he has a different vision?
I know, but I don't like the vision of a young Superman starting his job at the Daily Planet, dude.
But see, here's the thing. If you start with a young Superman, in 15 years, when he's still making stuff, that person will be old enough to be, listen, the problem is
we're not going to make it 15 years, Shane. We're not going to make it 15 years.
Why?
Because no Superman franchise since 1978 has made it more than a couple years. Not a single one.
Well,
how many Supermen have we had, Shane? Brendan Ruth, Christopher Reeves. I mean,
Christopher Reeves made it a good 5 to 7 years.
Okay, that's the longest running Superman we've gotten.
Right, but we were never we were not in comic book land. Like, superhero movies are everything now, so they can stretch this out appropriately if they keep everybody in place and they have a big game plan. Maybe they've got a plan to make an incredibly huge universe. I mean, I'm disappointed that Henry
guys.
Cavill...
Maybe in 15 years we'll see an actual Superman fight Brainiac. Maybe.
What I'm saying is James Gunn deserves, as much as I hate that we're not going to have these people. I love the Justice League. I love Zack Snyder's the Snyder Cut. As much as it pains me, I do see that James Gunn needs to create his own art.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now if he comes out and he screws the pooch on the first one, he's in big trouble. But I trust the guy.
I'm 42 years old. I've been waiting since I was 11 to see Superman be Superman. For real, dude. I've been waiting to see an actual Superman be actual Superman since I was 11 years old. And I was that close.
Well, what's the actual Superman? Like, what are we missing?
And Man of Steel was an origin story. Again. Okay. Batman vs. Superman was not a Superman movie. It was something else. And he was dead for the moment. He was basically like the MacGuffin for Justice League.
Right.
We haven't seen just Superman being Superman since Christopher Reeves. Unless you want to count one of these crappy TV shows.
Well, even Christopher Reeves Superman movies, the two that really made any sense, was mostly an origin story, and then you got one that was just after the origin.
Right.
So you don't really get... I mean, I'm just not sure really what we're expecting here. Like,
I got
Justice
Superman
League Superman
blue balls, bro.
Are you saying Justice League Superman? Is that what you need?
I'm saying like Superman. Yes, I want to see Superman at full strength. That's what I want to see. I want to see full strength Superman. Can I get that? I want to see full strength Batman. I guess we got
not seen that.
We got full strength Batman in the Dark Knight.
Okay,
so I'll take that. But that was also sort of weird. It wasn't like comic book Batman. Like they made it sort of tried to make it gritty and realistic. It threw me off a little bit. Good movies still, whatever, but still not really comic book. So the thing is, since Smallville, when we waited 8 seasons to see that mother effer fly,
Oh,
and
I get it.
and on
No,
the
no.
on the very last frame,
Now I get it.
that dude, feet leaves the ground, and you see nothing else.
Yeah.
I wanted to break my TV in half, bro.
Smallville has done this to you. Let's just be honest. Smallville has created this person. And Smallville was a great series.
So did Brandon Ruth.
It leaves you wanting. And
Yes.
now you have not been satiated. I get it. Okay.
I've not been satiated, bro.
Sorry you haven't been satiated. Hopefully. Now, James Gunn did say Superman is critical to what he has coming next. So regardless of what happens, that character will get love.
I'm so tired of the Daily Planet too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired of that place. I'm tired of the farm. I'm tired of
it's key. It's key to who he is as a person.
All right. Hopefully they get a more attractive Lois Lane, because I'm sure the actress is fine, but I just didn't. She wasn't very attractive to me.
Oh,
All
Amy.
Right. Amy's Adams, yeah. All right, let's move on. Do you want to talk about Fusion next, or Terry's new project?
Are we talking about Terry's new project in the Weekly Terry?
No, the Weekly Terry is the other thing.
I'll let you. Oh, I see what you got going on. Shouldn't we talk about what do you think is the most important thing happening next?
Well, I think we should do the Weekly Terry, actually.
Okay, you pick the order today, sir. I do know we need to keep Indiana Jones up near the top somewhere. So,
you're right. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the Weekly Terry right now, and then we're gonna do Indiana Jones. Okay, then we'll talk, and then we'll save the rest of it for the member section. Probably, we'll see. Okay, let's Oh my, where's my hat? There it is. Wait.
I forgot to put it on last week. I was wondering what was missing from the Weekly Terry, and it was my Terry Trek hat.
Headphones, Rob, can't hear you. What was that?
I was like, what was missing from last week's segment? And I realized we weren't wearing our Terry Trek hats.
No, we were.
No, I didn't. Last week we didn't wear them.
We didn't?
No, totally forgot to.
Well, we got them on now.
But they're back, baby. You guys, you go ahead and start the segment.
You got. Is everyone ready for the Terry Trek? Ready? Okay, here we go.
Are you checking with everybody? The cameras off, lights. Got it. Okay, good.
Everyone good?
Everybody good?
Okay.
Good. There's nobody. There's literally no one else in the room with me.
Here we go. Hey, Jerry, we good to go? Okay, Barry, we good to go? And Carrie, please. Okay.
And Larry, can you help me out over here?
The
Weekly. Go ahead.
Wait, you messed me up.
You did. You waited too long.
I gotta do it again. The Weekly Terry.
That's my favorite. I thought you were going to do it. Good.
Okay, today we are talking about the Weekly Terry, and we got a little bit of hints for the casting of the captain of the USS Titan for Star Trek Picard Season 3. All right, I'm not sure if you're aware of this news, Shane, but this is news.
You decided to smack me up. The showrunner hints at casting for the captain of the Titan.
Yes, it says one of the unknowns of the upcoming third and final season of Star Trek Picard is who will be playing the captain of the USS Titan.
Oh, wait. Allegedly, we know who it is. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. Okay, Shane.
Allegedly.
You're killing me right now. Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, okay, never mind.
Just to be clear, I am reading this from TrekMovie.com because we allegedly already know who it is.
Allegedly.
All right. Now there could be an answer from showrunner Terry Matalas tied to his previous show, 12 Monkeys. Captain Todd? ?
What?
The Star Trek Day teaser for Picard Season 3 first revealed the USS Titan A, the 25th century Starfleet ship that will be the main ship for the season. The trailer showed Seven of Nine in her new Starfleet commissioned rank of commander, serving as first officer of the Titan A. Even though there are a number of Star Trek Generation veterans joining the season 3, including Jonathan Frakes, Captain Riker, who was the captain of the previous Titan, Terry Matalas said the Titan A's captain was a new, yet-to-be-announced character.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's very true. It is yet to be announced.
Interesting how they said Captain Todd, ?
I wonder why. We'll have to keep reading.
That's very interesting. Now it looks like we may be able to put a face to that captain. When a fan suggested that the actor who played Deacon on 12 Monkeys, Todd Stashwick, would make a good starship captain on Picard, Matalas quote retweeted and said, "Now that's a good idea."
Well, okay, all right. So,
wait. So
great.
I also said, "Great idea, he rocks," and Terry liked it.
Okay, so wait. So here's my thing. Okay, like it says here, because Terry said, "Now that's a good idea," with like a funny face. That means that it is.
Dude, that's the face though. That's the face. You're like, that's a good idea.
Wait, is that okay? Maybe I'm not good on emoji life. Like I don't have emoji. Like, what does this face mean?
Shane is not up on the emoji lingo, but that means like that's like smirking, sort of like hiding something face, you know?
Oh, I see. Okay, all right.
Right. That basically means Anyways, so Matalas was the executive producer and showrunner of 12 Monkeys, which included Stashwick in the cast. Matalas previously confirmed that he definitely added a member of the 12 Monkeys cast to season 3 of Picard.
Wait, what did he say?
That he definitely added a member of the 12 Monkeys cast to season 3 of Picard.
We can theoretically confirm that because, but not necessarily Todd Stashwick, but we can definitely confirm that. Allegedly.
All right. Nice try.
Not necessarily Todd Stashwick, though, because there might be other 12 Monkey people there.
That's true.
There might be other 12 Monkey actors in Picard season 3.
Okay, according to Trek,
allegedly,
it said no other actors associated with 12 Monkeys have been officially named as part of the season 3 of Picard. Right.
Allegedly.
Todd Stashwick is a veteran television character actor appearing in all sorts of shows made in the last 20 years. It's very true. I mean, you look at this guy's face. You might not have known his name, but you know that face. Like, he always plays like the bad guy or like the gambler or like the drunk, you know. He's always like sort of like the dickhead.
Yes, but he's also like a D&D legend.
He is.
Like Dungeons and Dragons legend, this guy is, just so you guys know.
Yeah, he has this like massive like D&D crash pad.
He's like cool custom setup and everything.
So it says on Enterprise during the 4th season Vulcan arc, Stashwick played a Romulan posing as a Vulcan named Taluk.
Yep.
And he said the above tweet exchange came in reply as a tweet from Stashwick on Sunday wishing Matalas a happy birthday and saying he would love to work with him again, adding, "I owe you big time, much love."
Well, that's because they worked together in 12 Monkeys. This means nothing.
Allegedly.
Nothing. No, he really was in 12 Monkeys.
Oh, you need to slow your roll there, Shane.
I loved him in 12 Monkeys, by the way.
Because there is a little shot from the last trailer right here. Enhance.
Come on, guys. You can't.
Enhance.
That don't look like nobody.
Looks a lot like Todd.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so enhance. You got the gray beard. Okay.
Okay, gray beard. Yeah.
All right.
What else? That could be Riker.
Enhance. No, it can't. Too skinny. And there's Todd Stashwick.
So are you trying to say that is an image of Todd Stashwick in the trailer?
To me, it appears like it could be. Enhance.
You ever see Barry?
Yeah.
You know that the like the video footage from the lipstick camera in the car, right? And they're like, If you knew that guy, you'd know who it was. Remember that?
Right.
Like everybody kept saying, like if you knew him, you'd know who that was.
Right.
Let's go back to that role again.
Enhance.
Okay.
Enhance.
Guess what? We know who that is.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And we can neither confirm nor deny that D&D expert and all-around good-looking guy Todd Stashwick is in Picard season 3. Although there is a 12-monkey character or actor in the show. In fact, there may be more than one.
Yes, this is accurate. All right. And
Allegedly. I'm not convinced that Terry knew what emoji face he was giving out when he gave out said emoji face.
No, he 100% knew it. That's the smirking emoji. He 100%.
Listen, Terry is my age, your age. How old is Terry?
I understand. No, he's probably my age, and he understands emojis. Okay, he's elite with the youth speak, bro. He's a premium Kino. I tee the graph and spit hot fire, my bro.
I do not understand this, but go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious, bro.
Well, that's somebody else doing that.
I know, but it's I don't know.
Listen, this is what we'll say. Let's put our official word out there, okay? Officially, if Todd Stashwick was the new captain of the Titan, that'd be really cool. And in fact, his personality is so fantastic that him being the captain of the Titan would just be about, I don't know, perfect. Terry Matalas did make great Star Trek with Picard season 3. I guess
as you say that, I'll do the smirking face.
Let's just reiterate, Picard season 3 is going to be amazing. And I will say that anybody who might be playing from 12 Monkeys does help it become even more amazing. I will say that.
Allegedly. All right, man.
Oh, wait a sec.
He's 47 years old. Jesus.
I told you, dude. He's like
an old guy.
Between us or something. Real quick here while we're in this, John Burns super chat. Dark Matter season 4 and 5. Until these crimes against humanity are resolved, the entertainment industry is basically Sodom and Gomorrah. # right wrongs. I do like. We'll talk more about Dark Matter after this.
Yeah,
but I do agree with that.
We're really good friends with Joseph Malazzi, and we would love more Dark Matter.
He deserves more Dark Matter.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
He always talks about it.
Here we go. We got Donnie Pearson said at Popcast Unleashed, nice ball caps. Can't wait to afford it somehow. I'll tell you what, Donnie Pearson. Thank you for putting that out to us. We are going to send you a Terry Trek hat.
You're getting a Terry Trek hat. You're getting it. Who is it?
That's right.
Donnie Pearson?
Donnie Pearson. Send us a email to depopcast guys. No, depopcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
DAPOP.
Such a bad email address.
At gmail.com, buddy, and we'll send you a hat.
Yeah, okay? let me give you the actual no, that's not right. No. I will put up the actual email up here.
Oh, can you do that?
Yeah.
And I do believe the Terry Trek hat will be available in general for everybody who wants one.
Check it out right here. Nope. Right there. Okay, if you look at the screen, top of the screen. It's not that big. Jeez. Sorry. Here we go. There we go. Real big. That's the email address. Send your details to that email address, and we will get you a hat, my friend.
Yeah, and also we'll have a link to where you can get Terry Trek hats. I don't see any reason why we can't make those available. So
I didn't know we were allowed to. So
I mean, we came up with Terry Trek.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess we'll just
we can make it if we want to.
Yeah, we'll just make some hats.
And of course, Terry deserves. He needs as much support as possible. So let's we'll make that available on mixtees.com in our merch store. Hopefully in the next couple of days.
Yes. Accurate.
And also we are doing a shirt giveaway for our Indiana Jones video. If you haven't gone to see it, please do so. We're giving away 3 shirts for people who leave comments. And the comments need to be, what was the right word?
Interesting.
Just, I can't remember what word I used.
Like thoughtful.
Thoughtful, yes.
Anything
thoughtful
goes.
Yeah. So just leave a comment there. You had a chance to win a Indiana Jones silhouette shirt.
All
and
right,
I'll be doing that in the next few days.
All right, guys. Yes, we'll put that up. All right, so that's the end of the Terry trick.
No, we're not done.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's not. So we didn't go through his tweets.
Oh, that's right. You're right. My bad. I'm out of practice. My bad.
It's okay. It's been a while. So
it's been literally 1 week, so it hasn't been that long. But yes,
somebody put out the Digital Fix put out a tweet that said today #The Last Jedi turns 5. At Anto McG argues it's the best Star Wars movie ever made. To which Terry Matalis repeated with a one of those little gifs. That's bait.
What are you talking about?
So the reply to that, to The Last Jedi being the best movie ever made, the best Star Wars movie ever made, he replied to it with "That's bait."
Is the Digital Fix being sarcastic?
No, not at all. So and he's right, because anybody who says that The Last Jedi is the best movie deserves to be smacked in the face a couple times.
Yeah,
they're just trying to start a fight.
It destroyed the franchise.
Right. So we just wanted to know that Terry's with us on The Last Jedi, I think.
So people constantly go, "Well, The Last Jedi was like the spark that lit the flame." I'm like, no. It was the spark, the wick, and the dynamite, dude.
That lit the bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. That atrocity is the reason why Star Wars cannot get a leg up now. They I'm not gonna go back into that, but that was a horrible movie. Horrible. And someone on Twitter was like, "Oh, it's because you didn't like the people of color in it." I'm like, I didn't even know there were people of color in it. It was a bad story, dude.
Wait, there were people. What?
Apparently, someone said you didn't like the fact that there are people of color in it. And I'm like, I didn't even know there were people of color in it.
In The Last Jedi?
What color? Pink? Red? Black?
Oh, was he talking about the black stormtrooper guy?
I guess.
Come on, give me a break. Really? Rose Tico? Is that what he's worried about? Those two characters? Give me a break. You know, the only people saying stuff like that are people who are looking for any reason to put race inside something. Just knock it off.
Yeah, no, this was literally like this morning, dude.
Are we talking about Terry's next project in a separate thing?
Yes. Unless you want to talk about this one?
Well, there's a tweet about it, so I don't know if we should talk about it.
We want to talk about it in a separate one.
Okay. Then, yeah.
All right.
Oh, there is a Todd Stashwick reply here. So Todd Stashwick put out, speaking of Todd Stashwick, all the stuff we shot in Prague was pretty great, and the challenge of the stuff in what?
What? I can't see the tweets. You got to actually say.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so Todd Stashwick said on December 13th, 2 days ago, all the stuff we shot in Prague was pretty great. Okay, I see. The question was there a 12 Monkeys episode that was your favorite to film? And he said, and this is why it screwed me up. He said, all the stuff we shot in Prague was pretty great. And the challenge of the stuff in Titan. Right? I went, what am I reading here?
Right.
When I was imprisoned. So that's really weird that word is in there.
Right.
Having to play both sides of the scene with singular pushed me both physically and emotionally. To which Terry replied, awkward silence. Oh, because he I think he's doing that because of the word Titan.
Yes, he's messing with people, dude. Allegedly.
Terry. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. 100% messing with.
Okay, all right. Let's see what he's doing here. And then what is this gift? He's doing his Phil Collins wink. All right, Terry.
Yeah. This is yeah.
Meow out of the bag, I think.
That's
here.
bait.
Okay, that's bait. Yes, that's bait. Good. I think we better end this segment before it turns into something else.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, Okay, if you enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe button on the way to the comment section and let us know what you think about Picard Season 3. And are you following Terry's tweets? If not, hit him up on Twitter. He loves to talk to fans.
Sorry, we can't end it yet. See, because you said that. We were supposed to talk about this today. He
really wants to hear all of your opinions.
Listen, okay.
He wants you to constantly reply to every one of his tweets.
No, he doesn't. And don't do that. Listen, look. Now, the reason why Brian's doing this hilarity here is because the last couple weeks have been rough in the Twitter world with folks.
I'm pretty sure Terry blocked like 50 people in like a day and a half.
There are some people who just can't seem to get past their dislike for new Star Trek, which I understand because new Star Trek has been mostly bad.
Right.
But so the thing is when you are looking for a reason to continue disliking something and then you watch like the Picard Season 3 trailer and go, oh yeah, look at this is just more garbage. It's just going to be more garbage new Trek because that's all they're giving us and they haven't proven nothing else, right? And then when you go on to Twitter and you're like, oh, this looks like crap, man. Why did you make this stuff? This is terrible. At Terry Metalis.
Oh,
this is going to be awful. Like, why? And then he blocks you and you're like, oh yeah, see how you are, man. You blocked me because of my opinion. No, dude, you walked up to the dude's house and like you shouted at him from the street and said, I hate your shit.
Yeah. And these guys are also like following around and no matter what he talks about, they're like giving him a hard time about Star Trek when he has not been a part of any of the atrocities you don't like.
Well, and here's what these people
and you haven't seen what he's done yet.
Right. They haven't seen it because they saw the trailer and now they're convinced it's going to be terrible.
I'm convinced it's bad because the trailer is bad. All right.
Well, the reality is that no new Star Trek is going to be liked by certain people. There's a certain percentage of the people who are not going to like Star Trek no matter what, because they've already convinced themselves, rightly so, because they've convinced themselves, but they're angry about Star Trek, rightly so, because Star Trek's been bad. But they don't have the open mind enough to say, well, it could be good or I want it to be good. See, it was bad. It's made them mad. And so now they want everything to be bad. They just want to burn it all to the ground and start over. Right. But the reality is nothing's going to get burnt to the ground. Okay. Nobody's going to fire Kurtzman. As long as he's making money for the studio, they're never going to fire him.
Kurtzman's untouchable.
Okay. They're not going to fire him. They just won't.
Just consider him now the godfather of Star Trek, whether you like it or not.
And the reason why is because he's making money.
Right.
Even though a lot of people aren't watching it, a lot of young people are.
Right.
Okay. And so they're making enough money. What we have to do is overwhelmingly show him something that we like that is Berman era Star Trek. I don't know why you're laughing.
Don't forget those lucrative brand deals with the Pottery Barn.
Oh, stupid Star Trek stuff. I mean, listen, most of it's all been idiotic and stupid.
It's all been so stupid.
We get that. We get that. But the problem is that there are people out there who won't let Star Trek be good no matter what. And those people they want Terry to atone for a sin. And this is the sad part. They want Terry to convince them that Star Trek Picard Season 3 is going to be good because he owes them in some way. Mm-hmm. It's like this weird conversation. Every time we get into it, we're like, look, guys, you can't be mean to somebody. They're not going to like you. You can't have open dialogue if you insult people right away.
Right.
Tell them, look, I'm concerned. I'm worried, hopefully it's going to be good, but he is not obligated to win you over with his words on Twitter. Right. His artwork should win you over. And if you don't like the fact that he's not placating you on Twitter, I'm sorry, you need to grow up. So, and
like when you ask him a question and he answers you, that's fine. But like a lot of these people aren't asking like normal questions. They're just yelling at him nonstop. And then after they yell at him and he responds negatively, which he probably shouldn't do either. But he does because he's gotten like lambasted by like 50 people in that.
Well, he's a human being.
3.5 minutes, right? And then that screenshot out of context to show him as being the only aggressor when 14 people were yelling at him in his replies.
Right. So they've changed the narrative, and this is very irritating. When people say Terry Matalas is attacking Star Trek fans, like, hold your damn roll. Okay. And listen, when Doomcock puts out a tweet, you shouldn't do this stuff. So when Doomcock puts out a tweet that somebody sent him that only shows Terry's like nasty reply to somebody and doesn't show how it starts, that's not cool, because then you got a whole little army of single-minded people who only want Star Trek to suck forever.
Right.
Saying, oh, see what I told you? Now Terry Matalas is awful. And here's the thing is, if Terry Matalas blocked you, it's because he doesn't want to hear the negativity. He created a product, and he's not obligated to follow you on Twitter and to answer your questions. He happens to be one of the few people in a position of authority that actually talks to the fans.
Right.
And so, be nice. I don't know how else to say it. Just be cool.
Or don't. But like, if you're not going to be cool, don't talk to him then.
Well, if you're not going to be cool, don't say nasty things to him and then say it's his fault. That's stupid.
Yeah. You don't have to like the new stuff. You don't even have to like Terry. You can do whatever you want, but like, don't be a dickhead and then go, oh, well, Terry's a dick because look how I responded. Well, how did you expect to respond, dude?
Now they're trying to create a narrative. And this is what frustrates me. I don't care if you have people who are angry, toxic fans or whatever. That's fine. But now they're trying to create a narrative that Terry Matalas is going to make bad Star Trek because he's treating the fans badly. Like, it's this whole narrative that's now gone following all of Doomcock's followers. Now it's just creating this narrative. It's a marketing campaign to make Star Trek continue to be bad. We'd want Star Trek to become good. We don't know if that can happen, but I can tell you this: if Terry Matalas is making Star Trek, it's going to be better. It's going to be better than anything else we've gotten.
Right.
So we want him to continue making more. And if you are really a Star Trek fan, then you will want the same thing. Because I promise you, there is no other freaking human being out there that is going to make better Star Trek than Terry Matalas. There is nobody else in Hollywood making shit right now that is going to make better Star Trek than Terry Matalas, because all the people who made the Star Trek that you love are no longer freaking doing it.
Right.
Okay. And if they are, they don't have nothing to do with Star Trek and Paramount. Right. So this is it, guys. This is it. This is the path. Embrace it. If it's good, you decide for yourself in February whether or not you like it or not. But everybody needs to stop bashing this before it comes out. Right. Stop convincing other people not to watch it. Yeah. Let them decide for themselves.
Yeah. You haven't even seen it yet. So what drives you the nuts is what they do with their narrative. What drives me nuts is people arguing with me that it's bad when they haven't seen it.
When they haven't seen it yet. I love that. Yeah.
I'm like,
no, you're wrong. It's bad. It's terrible. All right. Well,
it hasn't come out yet, bro.
February 16th.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet. You understand the plethora of comments on our pacifism video for Worf. Oh my God. I can't wait until February 16th. I can't wait. I can't wait.
There will be receipts. We are keeping receipts.
We're holding the receipts, bro. We got screenshots. There's going to be a lot of tweets coming out of our account February 16th. Well,
yeah, and let me be clear. We need to be clear. It isn't, you won't start watching Picard season 3 and think you're watching the next episode after the final season of Star Trek TNG.
No.
That's not what it is. You're not watching 80s filmed lighting situations. It is current made television. The characters are more deeply looked into than they've ever been looked into. The characters actually have more depth to them than we've ever seen, which I think makes the characters better.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're looking for campy Star Trek, TNG era stuff. It's not. It's 30 years of developed characters. Picard season 3. That's the best. That's really all we should probably say.
Right. Matt Vader. Dan Bryan's gonna be adequate, lol. Right. Yeah. I got receipts, man. All right.
Well, even adequate is better than whatever else we've gotten so far.
Yeah. Adequate.
Right?
Yeah. Adequate is still like 3.5 times better than
what we've gotten.
Than the Picard 1 and 2, and like 7.5 times better than literally any episode of Discovery.
Yeah. So at least for that reason.
Right. All right. Listen, that's it. All right. I love how we spend like the last 10 minutes of every weekly Terry just selling people on watching Picard season 3.
Well, if everybody would stop attacking it and saying it's going to be terrible, we wouldn't have to say how good it's going to be.
You know, and like we're going all in on this because we allegedly know we're right.
Allegedly.
And we're like, we waited a long time. Like, honestly, we've waited all of us have waited a long time to see this.
That's true. Yeah.
And in February,
all Star Trek fans have waited a long time.
And in February, you're going to see how right that statement is. And that's all I can say.
Well said.
Okay. Moving on. Allegedly.
I
keep getting Instagram comments of people saying, so allegedly, is Worf have a sword now? I'm like, I can't.
That's not allegedly. He actually has a sword. You can see it.
No, but they're asking me like a question. So I'm like, does allegedly this and allegedly? I'm like, I literally couldn't answer you.
I like how they're using our words against us.
Right. All right. You want to talk about Indiana Jones reshoots, or you want to talk about Quantum Leap renewed, or Black Superman?
What? Is that a story?
Yeah, it just popped up. Apparently, that's still happening.
I don't know. You pick whatever you want.
All right, let's talk about Quantum Leap, because I'm collecting receipts on Quantum Leap too.
You can't collect receipts on Quantum Leap yet.
Yeah, I mean, do it. Okay. All right. Here's the deal. We said in the 3rd episode of Quantum Leap, when we released our Prime video and our theory, and we said, look, we were wrong about our assumptions that it was going to be like this woke mess of a series. It's actually really good, and we think they're looking for Sam. We said that. People told us we were nuts. We said, here's our evidence. Ready? In a very rare upset, they added 6 episodes to the season. Was it 6 or 8? 6?
8.
8. Added 8 episodes to the season. After Scott Bakula goes completely silent again, and no one's talking. Okay. Why would they add episodes? They're trying to wrap up a storyline. And someone said, well, you know what? Maybe it's nothing to do with Sam, and maybe they're adding the episodes just to wrap it up because it's not getting in season 2. That was a good point. Because they could, in the past, some shows have gotten extra episodes just to finish a story because it wasn't getting renewed. Oh, but wait, it is getting renewed. What's up? What now? Okay, what's happening now? So if it's getting renewed, then your theory, which could be correct, can no longer be correct. Which means the only prevailing theory left is, Shane, our theory, Shane.
Is that we're going to, yeah.
Right.
I like our theory. Can I say something here, though, that may not be as popular as, and I don't want to rain on your parade here, but.
I feel like you're about to, but it's okay.
It's not as good as the original Quantum Leap.
Okay, so as someone who didn't watch the original Quantum Leap growing up,
yeah,
and I watched it only after you introduced it to me,
right?
I think it is.
Well, okay. I mean, maybe you're right, because I will say that the original Quantum Leap was one of the few TV shows that I was like emotionally connected to.
Right. I was
Like
never
when
emotionally
that
connected.
show ended, I was like, it took me on this ride. And I'm not saying this new Quantum Leap can't do that. I just don't think it's got me yet. Like
Right.
it hasn't captured me. The fact that it's got a season 2 is really great news because it means that enough people are watching it that it can become something. So I'm definitely giving it a chance. And so far it's been good. But it definitely, I really think they're going to make a huge mistake if somehow Scott Bakula doesn't come on back on the show somehow, at least in some small part.
They have to have some.
They have to.
They have to have something. And I love this. I don't know how many. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like I was on Reddit, and I was looking at like quantum leap theories and stuff, right? And I found someone posted one of our videos, and it is so surreal to see someone talking about you like in the third person. And the first comment was like, I thought these guys were full of crap until the Halloween episode when literally beat by beat what they predicted started to happen on screen.
Right, yeah.
So far we've been totally right with zero insider information and about the plot and only like where we think it's going to go based on the story. So I feel like there's going to be a point, a tipping point where it can only go that direction.
If you guys are interested in what we're talking about here, there's a link to it after this video. You can go down and watch it. We'll put it in the drop down.
It's our theory about the search for Sam. Yeah.
It's on it's on our main channel.
It's on the main channel. But then what I'm saying is there's going to be a tipping point. And there's going to be a point where it can only go that direction. And if it doesn't go that direction, then the outcome will just be absolute garbage. And there's no reason for a season 2. You know what I mean?
Well, that's true. I mean, they feel like they've got enough for a season 2. I mean, it is weird. It is weird that season 2 got this early renewal.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah. Not only to get an extra 8 episodes to give it basically a full rich season, but then also a season 2 when only a third of the season has aired.
Yeah. So that means that the executives who've watched it are like, this is going to be a big thing. Right. It really leads me to believe that we're getting Scott Bakula at some point on the show, at least in some capacity.
There's going to be some tease at the very end that gets us to come back for season 2.
For season 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we know that season 1 will take about as many episodes for him to get to whatever point he's trying to get to. Well, we know that.
And that's the other thing too. Like they literally said it's going to take between 12 and 18 jumps to get there.
Right.
And at the time we're like, oh, well, there's only 12 episodes. And then, we're going to add 2. I mean, we're going to add 6. Oh, so there's 18. Oh, okay. So it's going to take between 12 and 18 jumps to get there. And you just added the number up to 18.
Now we have 18.
So it's going to take 18. Okay. We got it.
So the cliffhanger for season 2, if it's not like Scott Bakula cliffhanger, it's going to be a disappointment.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. And thank you, Archmage. And I feel a little responsible for this because we said it in one of our big videos too. But we were like, look, if you like Quantum Leap, you need to go rate Quantum Leap on Rotten Tomatoes. Yes. At the time, it had like a horrible rating. It was
horrible rating.
42 or something like that, right?
It was bad. It was even lower. I think it was in the 20s.
It was bad. It was really bad, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I'll show you what it is right now. I looked at this the other day too, Archmage. Look at this. Come on now. 50 critics
66.
and 66 audience.
Yeah.
And that's not a stellar rating, but you have to understand at some point it was in the 20 or 30s.
It was in the 20s.
Right.
So it's gone up like 40 points. Right. Just from fans going, wait a second. No, we need to, because it's an enjoyable show. There's not a lot on TV that's enjoyable right now, honestly.
Yeah, that's a fact, Jack.
So, we might as well, enjoy what we can. What's there.
Yeah.
And this show is one of them so far.
Yeah, so that's good. It got the season 2 renewal plus the 18 episodes. And let me give you guys some of the the numbers because the numbers are interesting. I'm not even sure if the numbers actually justify a season 2, if I'm being honest. This is like solid in the yellow zone for when it comes to ratings. So there must be data we can't see, like a la Peacock or the streaming service, that is attributing to the studio saying, okay, it's getting season 2. Because based on the ratings alone, the like the live television ratings, it's only at like 2.0 in the 18 to 49 demographic, which is a big one, right?
Right.
That's not that high. That's not low. It's not high. It's sort of like right below average. And usually that would be in danger of being canceled. So there must be big numbers on Peacock, the streaming service, where the ratings are not visible.
Yeah, that's where everybody's watching it. I mean, let's be realistic here. At least half of the world is off of, at least half of our country is off of cable, right? At least half. So you got to figure half of those numbers, can probably be attributed to. And when you go to NBC Peacock, the streaming service, to look at something, it's like Quantum Leap, like right there on the front.
That's true. Yeah. So if you look at like the ratings, you get like 10.8 million views, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you spread that out and you end up with a 2.0. So if you doubled that up, then you'd be at a 4.1, right? Or 3.35, which is solid. It's in the green for renewal. Most TV shows where the creator and the cast still want to go, if they're getting ratings like that, they're going to get renewed.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, I love here that they didn't say reboot. The update of the 1989 to 93 series.
Yeah.
They're finally coming around.
Nice.
They've heard enough of us. Thank you, Hollywood Reporter. You've watched enough of our videos. We're tired of the reboot. It is definitely an update.
I guarantee you that there's an article in Hollywood Reporter where they call it a reboot. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So they're changing their tune. Listen, we got to let people change.
The continuation of Quantum Leap. Yeah. All right, cool. Listen, hit that comment section on the way down there at the subscribe button, because only whopping 12% of you are actually subscribed that are watching this video right this second. And let us know if you are stoked, and if you want to watch our theory, the link will be the very first thing on this video. All right.
Thanks.
Rick, I got the receipts, man. I'm holding receipts, bro. All right.
I mean, I don't hear so many people like talking crap about Quantum Leap as much as like Picard season 3. So my receipts are all for Picard season 3.
It's the comment section on our Prime videos that drive me freaking up the wall for Quantum Leap.
Oh,
because like they literally start off like the same way people talk to Terry on Twitter. People talk to us on that Quantum Leap video that way. Like, you guys are idiots. You're like.
Well, it's partly our fault, right? Because we did start out with the narrative that if Scott Bakula is not in the show, it's going to be terrible.
Right.
And I felt bad because that was not the right thing to say. But I was so upset. Like I said, I was emotionally attached to the original Quantum Leap series, like emotionally attached to it. Like when Sam never came home, so a part of me never came home either.
Right.
Okay. And so when he was supposed to come back and then didn't come back, I'm like, I need a world where this makes sense. Like, how someone help me make sense. And so of course we said, if he doesn't come back, it's going to be terrible. Right.
Right.
And then we changed our tune and we like, okay. We have to watch it before we can ultimately decide. And we were honest about that, but we did pull the trigger hard on it's not going to be good. So listen, we apologize.
When we say pull the trigger hard, we made 3 produced fully Prime videos about that topic.
The only people who made those in the whole of YouTube.
We literally couldn't let it go. Like, it's going to be horrible. And then it comes out, we're like, it's actually pretty good.
We're calling Scott Bakula's publicist. We're like fighting with people on Facebook.
We were literally on the phone with his publicist, being like, "Talk to us about Scott." He's like, "Yeah, we took it a little. We took it a little too far." And I see that.
So we get it. If you're mad because he's not in it, we get it. But watch the show, and you'll have a better appreciation.
All right, so what we got left here? We got J.J. Abrams Superman with the African American Superman. We're going to talk about that. And apparently that's back on, according to James Gunn. Jesus, we're making a lot of mistakes today, boys. And we got left. The Indiana Jones 5 reshoots and Rings of Power, and it's all female cast and crew. Crew. So
fun.
This is what we're gonna do. We need to save at least 3 of these for the members section, and I do want to talk about fusion. Do you want to talk about the fusion thing here?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about it here.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about fusion, and then we're going to talk about the Indiana Jones reshoot and the Rings of Power all female stuff, and the Black Superman in the member section. Cool.
We need to talk Indiana Jones out here.
Okay, so then we'll save the other 2 for the member section.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about fusion. Rings of Power. What? Rings of Power. All females. All the time. All right. My bad. We're talking about nuclear fusion because we just made the biggest breakthrough of probably our lives. And a lot of people don't realize how important this is. But this, if it's real, if it's not a ruse, if it's not a LARP like we've seen before, if they really did this, if they really got more energy out than what they put in, this is the holy grail of energy, and it will change the face of the planet. It will.
Yeah.
Change my mind.
All I want to say is run, Keanu, run. So
chain reaction.
I put out a tweet because when this came out, I'm like, you guys remember the movie Chain Reaction where Keanu Reeves creates like you can basically make energy. Yeah, it was with water, I think.
With hydrogen.
Water or something like that. Hydrogen, yeah. And then of course they're trying to kill energy companies or whoever was trying to kill like them for that. And I'm thinking here, like every oil company right now is just shitting their pants. Like totally, and thinking, who do we have to kill to make sure this doesn't go forward?
Imagine these scientists in here, like, so imagine the first guy. They shoot like 129 lasers, 92 lasers or whatever into this little medium, and they're measuring it, and they're like, 2 points. Holy shit, 3.5. Oh, god damn it. He was like, I didn't expect to actually succeed at this.
Somebody's gonna kill me for sure.
Wanted the grant money, man. This is not good, bro.
Wanted the grant money.
So there's been people in history for decades.
Yeah, long time.
That have, and this is not okay. I got a full screen for this. I'm sorry. It's not a conspiracy. Sometimes there are conspiracies, and there's things that actually happened. And when you put those things together, some people call you crazy. They go, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist." Okay, but wait. The guy that said he figured out how to run his car on water was meeting with possible investors when he had a heart attack. And the very first thing he said while having a heart attack was, "This is not a heart attack. I've been poisoned."
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, but wait. There's more. Every single person over the last 45 years that has had any kind of significant energy breakthrough and then announced it has somehow died of natural causes. Not 3 out of 5. 4 out of 5. No.
Run, buddy, run.
All of them. If you're not understanding what I'm saying, it's 100% death rate for anyone that makes a significant energy breakthrough.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't do it. Sorry, go ahead.
Didn't kill himself. He did it. No, you're wrong. Jeffrey Epstein did do it, but he did kill himself.
Yeah.
You said that totally wrong.
Well, you know what I mean.
So, like, think about this real quick. If 100% of something happens, At
Yeah,
what
people who
point
know, yeah.
is it no longer a coincidence?
Right. Like all the people who have dirt on the Clintons are no longer alive.
213 people. 213 people somehow shot themselves in the back of the head. Okay.
Right. Yes.
Here's the deal. At what point does the conspiracy and reality overlap? And maybe I need more conspiracies because all my normal conspiracies are just happening. You know what I mean? So you see this, like they discovered actual, like it's almost breaking the laws of physics, right?
Almost.
Almost.
I mean, no, it's always been possible.
It's always been possible, but they couldn't figure out how do you get more energy out than you put in? Well, you have to actually squish atoms together, right?
Right. I mean, you should probably explain what fusion is, honestly.
Fusion is what happens in the sun. It's atoms are just smashing into each other, basically.
So you have
Go ahead.
Nuclear fission breaks the atoms apart, and then we have explosions. Fusion compresses the atoms, and we have clean energy.
Right.
Helium is the byproduct. And then the energy.
Helium is the most common byproduct, right?
Right.
Right. So so fusion and fission are two different things. Fission is like it's like splitting the atom, and fusion is combining, right? Well, in the process of those atoms combining and they create a new element. It's a lot of energy is released.
Right.
Right. So
the
they
sun.
use, and the sun does this. The sun has been doing this for millions and millions of years.
Millions of years, yes.
So it's obvious that the sun is pretty much a perpetual motion machine because of fusion, right?
Right.
So we've been trying to figure that out. So they use 192 lasers and they pointed it at like a medium, and a lot of science went into this, and they put in like I think it was 2 point something joules, and they put in 2.05 megajoules, and they got 3.15 megajoules out of it.
That was it.
Okay, so consider that for a minute. If you are getting more out than you're putting in, then the machine can power itself.
Right.
The reactor can power itself, and all the excess energy being burned off, we would use.
Yes, the sun.
Which would do what, Shane? It would make energy
cost. Well, it should be cost less, but it'll cost something, of course.
It'll still cost something, but it should be free. But it'll be so cheap. It'd be so cheap that all the industries around the world that are energy starved, like water desalination, for instance, we can solve all the world's water problems. There's a ton of them. We've been in a drought for like 30 plus years, and where we live. We can solve all the water problems on the planet with desalination, but it requires so much bloody energy.
Right. It's not cost effective to do it now.
It's not cost effective. But guess what? If the energy was free,
essentially,
or dirt cheap,
mm-hmm.
there are so many things. There's so many things we can do with energy that's that cheap. We can literally create a utopia. Or a damn near close to it. When it's
I was going to say humans will make it very hard to.
Humans will always F up the utopia.
Right.
So it won't be really utopia, but it'll be really close. What I'm saying is this is a massive, remember this day. Remember the 13th. That was the day either we were totally had by this company and it never actually happened, or the day the world changed.
Well, and I'll tell you the reason why we probably are not had is because of the people who reported on it, and the fact that we came out essentially as a country. Our energy
secretary,
our energy secretary
Jennifer
came out with the announcement. I mean, so it's, of course, Biden wants a win on this, but most of the times you don't get officials coming out with these types of announcements unless it's been verified in some way.
Right. And you know what? Atheist has a good point here. Carbon scrubbers for the atmosphere. Right. So we actually have the ability to remove carbon from air, but it costs an insane amount of energy. Seriously.
How about this?
Go ahead.
If we're using fusion, then we don't have to worry about the carbon anymore. Right. Because everything can run on fusion.
Yeah. We don't. Okay, that's everyone that drives a Tesla. In no way am I shaming you. But if you got a Tesla for the purpose of like saving the planet and you charge it at home, you're charging your Tesla with coal energy.
Right. Yeah.
So, and I'm not being rude. You have a Tesla, it's great. And I in fact I appreciate you trying. But right now we charge our battery devices that are meant to save the planet with energy that comes from fossil fuels. Okay?
To some degree. Well, not all of it.
Not
some
all
of it
not
comes
all of
with
it.
hydro. There is other electricity.
Yes, but the most effective, most efficient form of energy production is what?
It's coal.
Fossil fuels. Right.
Right.
So the thing is, with this, we wouldn't need it. And then we can power those ridiculous carbon scrubbers and actually clean the atmosphere up. And we have the ability to remove carbon from the air, but it costs a ton.
Most of our carbon is actually in the water. Just heads up. So,
well, they can't remove carbon from the water.
It settles into the water. So the carbon is in the atmosphere, then it goes into the water. Most of our carbon being held goes into the water.
Yeah, anyway. I heard about a startup that was taking carbon out of the air and making like diamonds with it to sell.
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh, we got a super chat from John Burns. Thank you, John. Man, you're just a generous dude. He says Norm Macdonald went on The View in 2000, and he said, "I don't care who wins. I'm just glad that we're getting rid of Bill Clinton, the murderer." And Barbara Walters didn't like that. Yes, that actually happened. He goes, "What?" He's like, "Wow, you guys didn't know he was a murderer?" And they're like, "Oh, you're funny." He goes, No, I'm not being funny. I'm being serious."
If you guys want to go see a great movie, seriously, you need to go watch a movie called Primary Colors.
Yep.
Came out in 1998. And that's why in 2000, Norm Macdonald called him a murderer, because in 1998, that movie basically shows how the Clintons got their start as murderers.
Right.
So, it'll be interesting. You should go watch that. It's a really good movie, by the way. John Travolta plays Bill Clinton.
That's true. The filters on coal power are more efficient than on gasoline cars. That's accurate. That's true. And nuclear, right, Kenneth, nuclear does not produce carbon. However, I've always hated the way we make energy with nuclear generators. Like, so we're still making it by heating water to turn a steam generator. Like the same exact way we made energy 100 years ago by spinning a wheel is the same thing we're doing with a nuclear power plant. It's so dumb.
I mean, to some degree, yeah.
Yeah, in its most simple
superheating
form.
Water, right.
John Burns, another super chat. Damn, man. Remember the cold fusion announcement? Yes, that went south. You're right.
Well, that was also not verified.
And by the way, I don't think cold fusion is possible. But
it isn't possible. No.
Yeah, but they did announce it, and people on the news were like, "We figured it out, everybody."
That was 1991, by the way, when less people. Newspapers still mattered.
So we're gonna end up then the segment, but it's really important that we remember this day because, like, I also believe it's real, but I'm only reserving that little portion of it not being real because of past announcements that were totally bogus, and not just that one. There were other ones, not about fusion, but about other things that just weren't real. So,
if it does happen, we're still decades away from it being reasonable, so a way for us to plug it in and use it as a system. So we're still probably 20 or 30 years away. But the fact that they've been able to do it now, if they can reproduce it, then, hopefully a lot of effort goes into this because, man, this really is one of the things that can change humanity.
Yeah. Listen, all of the effort should go into this. Like every country and all the top minds, like obviously not every single person, but every country can contribute people to this. This is something that would literally be peace. It could cause peace on Earth, right? It would also make a lot of people poor, just to be clear.
That's the problem. Is
right.
Rich people don't like not being rich, so that's where this is really going to be a problem.
Right. John Martin's $2 cold fusion, 2 Canadians effing in an igloo.
Well said.
All right, man. That's it. Hit the comment section on the way there. Please hit the subscribe button. Let us know what you guys think about this. And You guys ready to power your flying cars on Mr. Fusion? Let me know.
Yes. Back to the Future. Come on.
All right. I think it's time for dun 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 dun
Dun, dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun,
dun
dun.
dun. All right. Let me put that video up.
And if you guys haven't had a chance to go see our Indiana Jones Popcast Prime video, please go watch it. We would love to get your input on whether you think we're on the right track.
Yes. All right, here we go. We are talking about Indiana Jones 5 and some comments by John Williams and some responses to said comments about him redoing music for a new reshot ending of the video. Of the movie. And a lot of people are losing their minds over this. And we came out with a video a few days ago. And it's all about Indiana Jones 5. And we explained some things. And to Shane's credit, he went through a lot of research to come to this conclusion. I can only take credit for the editing. He is the one who actually came up with the story and wrote it. You need to go watch it.
The editing is the only reason anyone's watching it, though. So I appreciate your effort.
I will put the link in the description of this. But aside from the idea that John Williams came out and said he shot a new ending and all that stuff, right? There's been responses to that and an overwhelming overreaction to that response. And I don't know how else to say it. So I'm just going to let Shane take it from here, bro.
It's all stupid.
It's all really stupid. It's so stupid, right?
Well, look, okay. So, in order to talk about this, we need to have some context. So you have some people, if you're not familiar with what's happening with Indiana Jones 5, you have some people that saying that they're, of course, trying to destroy Indiana Jones 5, replace his character with a female character, and they're going to kill Indy, and it's just going to be a really terrible thing, and Disney's going to destroy Indiana Jones. Totally possible, by the way, that could be the case. Then you have other people coming out, like James Mangold, saying, yeah, no, none of that's happening. It's none of it. None of it ever happened. In any script, in any draft, in anything, no. So to people like Doomcock, who we said we're going to talk about, who's been beating this drum the whole time, coming out with narratives that Kathleen Kennedy, of course, he's always had a beef with her, and that Kathleen Kennedy is trying to destroy Indiana Jones. He's had, of course, this opposite side. Right. So when John Williams came out recently, and he was doing a symphony in Italy, and he came out and he said something to the effect that he was going to have to do some more music for a reshoot, an ending reshoot for Indiana Jones 5. Mm-hmm. In that moment, which happened.
Who's John Williams? Explain to people that don't know who that is.
Sorry, if you don't know who John Williams is, then you're not familiar with Star Wars, Superman, Indiana Jones. He's the greatest composer of all time, and of course, he composed the music for Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he made the music, right?
And Jaws, and just pretty much anything that's been great.
Right.
He came out and basically said this, and this was the battle cry for Doomcock and everybody who's been saying that they're screwing over this show. But it's kind of an opportunity to reverse the thrusters, right? So when James Mangold came out and said, yeah, none of this is happening in any way, this is never happening. This is not what's happening. And then Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford came out and said, it's not happening, right? All of a sudden, Doomcock and anybody following that line of thought were in danger of being wrong, essentially.
Right?
Right?
Yeah, wait. Can you be wrong?
Well, you don't get a lot of views if you're wrong a lot on YouTube. So
that's true.
So
we know from experience.
When John Williams did this, it was like a dog whistle. And now the narrative, if you haven't seen Doomcock's latest video on this, it's hilarious. He basically takes what's the word? He calls the win on saving Indiana Jones. That
We
he
did
is
it.
responsible.
We saved Indiana Jones.
Well, when he says we, he's talking about he, of course, and his, because he says his rumors, his leaks. If they hadn't, what he's saying is if they weren't aware, if they didn't know that we were fighting back and we called them on their BS, they wouldn't be changing the ending of Indiana Jones. Now they're only changing it because I pointed this out, and now they're changing it because of me, because of Doomcock, which I'm sorry, extraordinarily narcissistic, by the way, not very cool. But so here's the funny thing, that the position he's put himself in is, if they make a shitty movie, he wins. Now, if they make a good movie, he wins. The problem is
checkmate, bitch.
Right. It's a checkmate move, right? But the problem is what if John Williams said that, but it didn't mean what they're taking credit for it to say, which is entirely possible.
Right.
So it's possible that they are completely changing the movie, and Doomcock is right. And James Mangold, it's James Mangold's dumbass who's saying, bottom dwellers like Doomcock. I mean,
hey, Jim, stop talking to everyone.
He's giving him credit and he's legitimizing his position.
He complains about Twitter, but you're on Twitter.
He's legitimizing, which is so dumb. If you legitimize people, then you're giving them the power over you.
And so he literally uses credit. He loses Doomcock by name.
To Doomcock's credit, he's taking advantage of it.
Right. Good.
He's saying, if you're going to legitimize me, then damn well, I'm going to make it legitimate.
I'm going to make 13 videos.
And when this soundbite from John Williams, which sounds like I need to do reshoots for the ending. Oh my gosh, dude. The trumpet blasts coming from that victory. And honestly, he's right. So whether they win or lose, hashtag Doomcock is right is going to end up being it, because now he's in a position, because they legitimized him, that regardless either way, he is right. Now he's gonna get credit for them doing reshoots, or they're gonna ruin the movie. But the problem is
to be fair though, I have a copy of the leaked script.
Well, yeah.
Then I got it before Doomcock made a single video. And that leaked script is completely counter to everything Doomcock has said. So if the movie comes out and it's beat for beat the leaked script, I can prove without a shadow of a doubt the movie didn't change.
Well, it'll be interesting because that leaked script, which came out under another title, did make it to the internet. So there are people aware of it. So it'll be interesting to watch the movie and see how that script turns out.
Right.
Which doesn't have all of the things in it that we've talked about. But reshoots can mean a lot of different things. Now, they may might completely reshoot the ending. It's happened. There's multiple endings for lots of movies, and sometimes they do test screenings. Although James Mangold has said they've never done any test screenings. Right. So I don't know. Could he be lying? Watch our video to find out. And, or it could be they're just making some small adjustments to the ending, and which they have to change the score to a little bit.
Right.
And of course, John Williams said very generally they're making changes to the ending.
Right.
So, man, Doomcock got a hold of a fastball down the middle and took that thing to center field is all I can say right now. And James Mangold, you got nobody to blame but yourself.
It's your fault. It's your fault, Jimmy. Slipping Jimmy. It's all your fault. What's that from?
Anyways, so that's the story. Here, the Random Menace, thank you for your super chat. YouTubers are never wrong, especially Popcast. Thank you.
We have like a 50% win rate.
We're, we make a lot of educated guesses,
right.
But sometimes we know what's going on. But you're right. There's sometimes we get it wrong. We're not afraid to admit when we get it wrong. It's okay.
We have a million views on that video where we predicted that the Romulans made the Borg or whatever.
Oh, and by the way, the Romulans should have created the Borg. So just going back to that.
Yeah. I feel like, maybe we were wrong. Maybe they chose not to do it that way, but it should have been that way. the best outcome for the story would have been that the Romulans had traded the Borg. But they didn't do it that way because why? Because season 1 of Picard was horrible.
Right.
It's not our fault when we make an educated guess on what should be the case, but the writers are so bad that season that they couldn't even see the obvious perfect connection between the Romulan and the Borg.
So the Random Menace is right. We're never wrong. See, there we go.
Checkmate.
The writers were wrong. Checkmate,
were wrong.
baby. We can doomcock this thing just like the best of them.
Yeah.
John Burns, super chat. Fusion is great and all, but if all it does is increase utility profits, is it really helping poor people? Hey, if it doesn't help poor people, then somebody needs to be killed over this.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, because somebody's going to try to take advantage of it. Because
I'm still spending $700 a month on my electricity bill, and we are using Fusion. I'm gonna kill someone.
Right.
Like I'm probably gonna. It's probably gonna be myself, not an actual person, but it's gonna be bad. Like, oh, we discovered Fusion. I'm still paying $700 a month. Are you kidding me?
We're gonna have some strongly worded letters for sure.
Yes. Very
another super chat for John Burns, $10. Thank you, John. Thank you so much. Space travel is great. Columbus made it across the Atlantic in months. Closest planet to us are light years away. We arrive and there are sentient beings. Sucks to be them, says New Age millennials.
You know what's funny with Fusion? We can go faster than light with Fusion under the right circumstances. Think about this. E equals mc squared too, right? The problem with FTL is that the closer you get to the speed of light, the more mass, the more energy.
Right.
But if energy is essentially producing itself, then it's unlimited.
True. That's a good point. Yeah, but you'd have to. Well, I don't know if energy is unlimited. There might be a finite. There could be a speed. A speed limit to Fusion.
I can say this. At least with Fusion, we can get a lot faster than with conventional methods when it comes to space travel.
That's true. $5 super chat from Matt Vader 74. This is going to be the bestest movie ever.
Yeah,
Indiana Jones 5.
I hope that's the case. You know what's funny is so real quick about the video we made. He is literally looking at the die clock, right? Nazi.
Sure, the heck looks like it.
Right. That's what he's looking at. It's very obvious. And Indiana Jones frequently uses, let's say, artifacts that may or may not exist, or they have weird mysticism around them that could or could not be mystical. So it's pretty on brand for Indiana Jones. But then there's the set photos of like Roman soldiers rowing a boat. And then remember that one photo, and I'm not sure if it's in the video, but the one where it's on the Roman soldier town and there's like an actual like plane landed. How is there a plane in Roman soldier time?
Right. I don't think it was a plane though. I think it was something else.
I can totally see though when people are like, it has to be time travel.
Yeah. No, I think there's a legitimate response to it. I think that the Roman soldiers are going to end up being a flashback sequence that explain the dial of destiny or whatever it's going to be called, the time dial or the Athakira machine.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be like
there's a shot. That is the cabin of a plane. That's correct.
Is that the shot?
Yeah, that's the same Roman town. Like down here is the village and all that. I'm zooming in. Yeah, that's the shot. It's like a downed. That's the cab of a plane.
That's not in our video.
Yeah, it is. This is the video.
That is not in our video. Not that.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't give it to you.
No, I got it.
Where did you get that from?
Yeah, I found it. And there's the steps. It was super compressed too. So this is like a Roman town or something. I guess it could be a modern. Maybe it's the modern version of that.
No, I think what's happening. Well, I mean, they could be shooting in different situations, but here's an explanation. Okay, so we see in the trailer the swirling light. Now, what you're looking at there, if you can pause it for a second, What you're looking at there is the front of I believe the front of a World War II bomber.
Right.
So if you look at the trailer, there's a moment
nose.
where the nose, right? If you look in the trailer, there's two people in the cockpit looking through the front of the plane and a swirling white light.
Right.
So there's probably going to be some sort of indication that maybe somebody did time travel. But that doesn't mean that we're going to see time travel in the movie necessarily, or that Indiana Jones himself time travels. Maybe that's what the device does, and they're fighting over it, but no one actually time travels. Like we get the Ark of the Covenant, we get at the very end of Indiana Jones, and they take the lid off, and some bad shit happens. But we don't ever see the Ark used as in its full capacity, right? Or we don't see the usually we don't get to see the things in Indiana Jones actually operate in its full capacity, but it does have a capability.
Which is why, probably why the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is so bad, because that's the only movie where we actually we
see it.
You need to leave some mystery to it.
Yes, exactly. You know? So I'm hoping that the Dial of Destiny that's what its capabilities are, and that's why the German scientist is fighting over it to change history.
But no actual time travel.
But right. The idea of time travel is possible. That's the whole point of it, or to change time. But no one actually time travels in it, other than this weird thing that happened once.
Yeah, that would be smart, because the best writers in the world, the best creators, the best directors, struggle with time travel. It's just it's a concept really it's not the way our brains consider things. It's very difficult to write for it.
Yeah, and it takes you away from the characters. I mean, if you look at, there's very few movies that have done it successfully, and I would argue that, if you call the Terminator time travel movie, it's really not. It's not a time travel movie. A time travel occurs, the characters come back, but they're not dealing in time,
right?
Like Back to the Future does.
Right.
Like one of the, Back to the Future is the great time travel movie. And it's just, I think James Mangold is smart enough to know that he can't do this, and claims that young Indiana Jones is going to sacrifice himself for old Indiana Jones, and the new Phoebe Waller-Bridge character is just ludicrous. So,
yeah. So this part too, when it says Helena will return, that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, people who said they saw screenings said that they saw all this stuff, and that that there's like all these shots of her, kicking butt, and it sounds like somebody who really, is. It sounds like the most idealistic version of what woke Hollywood would do to something,
right? That
they described it, but the problem is they describe Tot as being one of the characters in this movie, the main character, and it's not Tot. So Mads Mikkelsen is not playing the character Tot, who was in the original Indiana Jones, and his face melted off. That's not him.
No.
So if you say that that's him, then everything else is wrong.
So let me tell you why this is not correct, and this is going to be wrong. This is going to be a spoiler. So do me a favor. If you don't want to hear the ending of Indiana Jones for the next 10 seconds, mute it. Okay. At the end of the movie, Indiana Jones goes away in a yacht with Marion, his wife or fiance or whatever, love interest.
Wife.
Thank you, wife.
It's his wife.
And Helena takes over for him, not as an archaeologist, but as the lecturer at the professor. That's what happens. Okay, you can unmute now.
Or wait. There you go. Now you know.
So that's the ending. There it is.
You got three people right now going, I could not find the mute button before you said it.
But I mean, it's not the ending of like the story. That's just like he's gonna write, right after the sunset, man. Like, all right.
And that's if the original script is right.
And that's if the original script is right, yes. And it makes sense though. That's the classic James Bond ending, right?
I mean, it's the ending that would make the most sense because, yeah.
Right.
It's probably what's coming.
Right. I'm pretty sure. I'm positive, actually. I'm like 99.9. I know. I'm 99.93% 3%.
Let me tell you why you can't be positive. You haven't seen it, and people listen.
You're
Indiana
right.
Jones 4 put out a fake script.
That's true.
They
That's
sent
true.
it out to everybody.
They did. They
So
put out
now
like
it's
5 fake scripts.
Yeah,
But
so
this
it's
one
possible.
is the only one that fits the Dial of Destiny script.
And the Archmage says Helena could be set up as a spinoff. I don't think there are future movies, Indiana Jones movies, with this character going to be in it. Yeah. If there are future Indiana Jones movies, I believe it's just they're going to be rebooted, frankly speaking, down the road. And it'll be years from now before it happens.
Right. I think so too.
Yeah.
When does Jennifer Lawrence appear? You know what? That's a great question, because she is the first and only female action star. That's right. Bet you didn't know that, Shane.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to be more.
Did you not know that Jennifer Lawrence was the very first woman?
Her comments,
action star. Yeah.
I think Sigourney Weaver had words for her on it.
Sigourney Weaver was like, "What the?
Hold my beer, bitch."
Okay, so listen, that's it for this story. Did they do John's super chat first? Oh, okay. So is Brian done yet?
Thank you, John. Thank you for that.
Yes. Maybe muting was the wrong way to do it.
You should have done this. And then
look, we don't know if they actually reshot the ending, or if they added more details, or if they only redid the music for some reason. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. We don't know, and neither does Doomcock. No one knows. No one knows, because no one's seen the movie. That's it.
According to James Mangold.
All right. I know I haven't. I know people in the chat haven't. Pretty sure.
John Burns, $2 super chat. Jennifer Lawrence forgetting seeing the Kill Bill.
Oh, Kill Bill. I mean, she's
I think Uma Thurman would like to have a word with Jennifer Lawrence.
There are so many women.
Of course, you don't know. Jennifer Lawrence, of course, said stupid stuff.
Yeah, she said she was the first female action star. She's like 23.
for the millennial generation, probably, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it was. Okay, that's it, guys. Hit the subscribe button in the way in the comment section. Let us know what you guys think about Indiana Jones 5. Let's go. All right, we're going to the member section, bro.
Woo!
We're hitting that member section hard and hot. We are literally going to wrap our hands around the member section and just dig deep.
Oh, God. I don't know if I want to be there now. I feel like that. It was like that moment in The Office where Felix, or what was his name? Where Steve Carell's like kissing the other guy to prove that he's not.
I'm not gay. Look, I can kiss you and not feel anything.
Yeah, no, pretend like he's not afraid of him being gay or whatever.
Yeah, Oscar.
Oscar. That was it. It was that terrible moment.
Okay, yeah. Jennifer Lawrence forgets the long kiss goodnight. Yeah, with Gina Davis, right?
Yeah, Gina Davis would like to have a word.
Yeah. Gina Davis was so hot back in the day. All right, listen, we're going to the members section. How do you get there, you ask? Well, I will tell you, my friend. A, you can go ahead and just click on the link at the top of the description. But B, B,
make my heart happy.
You make my heart happy. B, you can click on the link that I'm putting in the chat right now. Boom. Or C, literally do nothing. Like fucking nothing. If you just stay right here and don't move, it will forward you. Now, there's a caveat. You gotta be a member. It's gonna cost you $3.
No, $2.99.
$2.99. It's gonna cost you $2.99. The reason is, right? We do the member section to fuel our channel. To be quite honest, actually, our last 3 videos did not get monetized for various reasons. So your member support is actually the way we are able to produce multiple videos a month So we would appreciate it if you can. If you can't, no big deal. We'll see you next week. But we are going to the member section. So if you want to come on over, I love you guys. And we're going over there right now. Shane, you want to knock us out?
Yes, we will see you guys next week. And stay hopeful.